Today, we're going to dive into something really special. We're heading to the West African nation of Ghana to see how the holy month of Ramadan is celebrated in a way that is just completely and uniquely its own. It's an amazing story.
And this right here, this is the core of it all. It's this beautiful, living blend of deep Islamic piety and rich, deeply rooted Ghanaian culture. I mean, it creates an experience you just won't find anywhere else on earth.
And to really get a sense of just how important this is, you got to understand this number. About a quarter of Ghana's entire population is Muslim. So, we're not talking about a tiny group here. This is a huge community, and it's woven right into the very fabric of the nation.
So, to truly appreciate Ramadan in Ghana, first, we kind of need to get to know the community itself. Where do they live? And what's the history that ties them so deeply into the country's identity? Let's take a look. Okay, so if you want to understand Muslim life in Ghana, especially in the big cities, you absolutely have to know this word, Zongo. These are these historic urban neighborhoods, and in southern cities like Accra and Kumasi, they are the absolute beating heart of Muslim life, commerce, and culture. So this really paints the picture for us. Ghana's Muslim population has, you could say, two main centers of gravity. You've got the historically Islamic northern regions, and then you have those super vibrant Zongo communities down south. And within all this, there's such a rich diversity of peoples like the Hausa, Dagamba, and Fulani, just to name a few. All right, so now that we have a feel for the community, let's talk about the holy month itself. You can literally feel the atmosphere shift across the country. There's this quiet anticipation that just builds and builds until it bursts into this joyful, nationwide celebration. And it unfolds in these really clear steps. First comes the physical prep. People are cleaning mosques, painting their homes. Then it's all about that timeless tradition of looking for the crescent moon. As soon as it's spotted, the national chief imam makes the official announcement on TV and radio. And boom, just like that, the air fills with praises to God, and you hear joyful greetings all over the streets. All right, let's get to what might just be the most delicious part of this whole story, the food. After a long day of fasting, the evening meal, the Iftar, it's so much more than just eating. In Ghana, it is an incredible showcase of truly local flavors. So a typical Iftar meal looks something like this. You start with dates and water, that's tradition, but then you dive right into some uniquely Ghanaian staples. You've got the all-important Hausa Koko, served with these amazing fried bean cakes called kuse. For the main course, it's often a hearty plate of the famous waakye, or jollof rice. And, to wash it all down, a super refreshing hibiscus tea called sobolo. But look, if there is one single taste that defines Iftar in Ghana, it's this, Hausa Koko. It's this hot, comforting porridge made from millet and spiced up with ginger and pepper. It's the first real food many people have after a long day, and it really is the warm, spicy heart of that entire meal. So once the Iftar meal is finished, the day is far from over. In fact, in Ramadan, the nights are just as important as the days. They are absolutely buzzing with spiritual reflection and this incredible sense of community connection. I mean, after sunset, the Zongo communities just come alive. The streets are all lit up, vendors are out selling snacks and prayer beads, the mosques and public squares are filled with people for the special evening prayers, called Taraweh. You can hear public Quran lessons broadcast over loudspeakers, and the local schools, the Makaranta, are just buzzing with kids and young adults studying. It's this electric atmosphere of faith and fellowship. And this whole spirit of cultural fusion, you can even see it in the fashion. It's this beautiful blend of Islamic principles of modesty with that vibrant West African style. Men might wear a grand embroidered robe called a babanriga for prayers. And women create these stunning outfits from colorful local fabrics like Ankara or Kente, which they pair with these elegantly wrapped hijabs. Just beautiful. In this contrast right here, this tells the story of Islam in Ghana so perfectly. On the one hand, you have the ancient 15th century Larabanga Mosque up in the north, built from mud and wood. And on the other, you have the magnificent modern Ghana National Mosque in the capital, Accra. It shows you everything, the deep historical roots and the thriving, powerful presence of the faith today. So all of this, the fasting, the food, the nightly prayers, it all builds and builds towards one incredible moment, the grand finale. At the end of the month, you have Eid al-Fitr, and it's this massive celebration that really brings the entire nation together. And on that day, this is the sound you will hear everywhere. Barka da Sallah. It's a greeting from the Hausa language, and it just means blessed festival. It's pretty much the universal phrase of joy for Eid, right across Ghana. And here's what's truly amazing. Eid is a national public holiday for everybody, not just for Muslims. You have these huge open-air prayers, often with the president or vice president there. It's a day of new clothes, shared meals, and giving to charity. But honestly, more than anything, it is a powerful, powerful symbol of Ghana's national unity and peaceful religious coexistence.
So what do we take away from all of this? I think the story of Ramadan in Ghana is this beautiful reminder that a global faith doesn't have to erase local culture. In fact, it can be deeply enriched by it, creating something vibrant, distinct, and uniquely Ghanaian. It shows us how powerfully faith and culture can dance together. Thanks so much for joining us.